And this is our session on Emily Dickinson in translation and poetry readings of Dickinson in different languages. So we'll start with Baiwa Wang of Fudan University. She'll be followed in the order in which we have the presenters listed in the program, and I'll just run through those very briefly. Baiwa will be reading Something in a Summer's Day and its translation into Chinese, and speaking about her relationship with Jed Deppman as a collaborator on her translation. Juan Carlos Calvillo from El Colegio de México will be reading his Spanish translation, My Life Closed Twice Before It's Closed, and After Breaks Pain, Formal Feeling Comes. And we might need to mute ourselves actually while they're reading, just so that we keep things quiet for the recording. But I encourage you to be enjoying whatever it is that you have to read, to eat or drink. Sui Wai Tzu from Guangdong University of Foreign Studies will present a translation of Blazing in Gold and Quenching in Purple. Adalberto Muller from the University Federal Fluminense, Rio de Janeiro, will be reading I'm Nobody, Who Are You? I Felt a Funeral in My Brain, and Brazilian and Portuguese translation, Brazilian Portuguese translations. Maria Milagros Rivera Garetas from the University of Barcelona Emerita will also be performing and reading several poems of Dickinson's, Go Not Too Near a House of Rose, and Those Final Creatures, Who Are They? And last but not least, Kevin Wu from National Cheng Chi University will be reading Chinese translations of I Died for Beauty, but Was Scarce, and As Imperceptibly as Grief. So, Baiwa, could you take us away?
Hello, thank you for your attention. I wanted to share my screen now. I wanted to begin from our collaborative translation project, which was launched in 2014. That was many years ago. And here is the poster, and this is a group photo. You can see Chris and Marcel here, and there are lots of more familiar and good friends. So this is the keynote speaker, and this is the translation panel. And we put people in a coffee room, and group by group, they discuss the translations, the poems, how they translate it. And this is the poetry reading. You can see this is Stephanie and Li Xin, and this is a very famous Chinese poet. And there is Eliza here, can you see it? And later we published this. This is a very big book. Now I hold it in my hand. Oh, the light is not so good. So there is so many collaborators there. To name a few here, you see a lot. So I'm going to show you the contents here. You can see me and Jed Deppman is in the group 11. We published 5 of our translations. Actually, we have been working on 7, but we published 5 of it. So this is the communications between me and Jed Deppman. This is start from this year. Can you see it? And there's so many emails we sent between us, and lots of discussions for just one single poem. Sometimes we back and forth many times. So this is the whole communications, emails. So I wanted to show you two of it. Let me see. There is one I really feel, yeah, you can see how it goes. So later I translated all the correspondence which related to our discussion on poems and translated into Chinese and published in our book as a complement, as a supplement to our translation. So it's part of it. I shared all of that with Chinese readers. So I also want to show you, there is the letter I really, really loved. In this letter, Jed said, "I clapped my hands when I got your message and realized you were translating that fabulous poem. I have things to say about it. And as it happens, I'm in Taipei flight right now with Xiu Zhang, his wife, so I will have time to respond tomorrow about the translation." And later he sent a whole message, very lengthy one, to tell me, to share with me how he understands this poem. You can see he explain it, make comments stanza by stanza, and later make lots of notes. You know, and later the second message I want to share with you is this one. Let me see. He says that, sorry. "I want to say again how wonderful it is that you've chosen this poem to study and translate. The more I look at it, the more I like it. I need to stop clapping my hands so I can type my thoughts to you," etc., etc. So it's really amazing. So he has been very earnest, generous, responsible, and very encouraging too. So later in my appendix, I put everything, I told the whole process of our collaboration to share it with my Chinese readers. So actually, I also want to mention that it was Chris Miller introduced Deppman into our project. I also thanked Miller here. So let me see. Sorry, so many documents here. So you can see how he tried to give me lots of instructions in order that I can make sense how to understand the last paragraph, because actually I raised only one question. I asked him if my understanding of the last paragraph is correct or not. And he realized that what I need. So he gave me the whole thing in order that I can understand why I understand the last paragraph this way or either way. So our correspondence goes like this. For each single poems we shared, we discussed a lot. So that's why I really cherish our friendship, our collaboration. So there's one thing I also want to mention is that I feel a little bit sorry that I actually translated instruct one of my students translate it. Deppman's Trying to Think with Emily Dickinson. One chapter of the book into Chinese and published in this journal. But I thought he would come to Fudan to give lectures. So I wait for him to get the book, the journal, but he didn't make it. He didn't make it, so I feel very sorry. He actually didn't see it come out. So it is very touching story here. I wanted to share with you today. Okay, I think Elizabeth, I think this is I should stop here. I know there is so much more to read, to hear.
Would you be able to read the poem first in English and then in Chinese?
Yes, I actually recorded because I feel I would be too nervous to read it now. Okay. So maybe I can just play the record, the yes. Audio. Oh yeah, actually we published another edition just 2 weeks ago about the same project, because the first academic one is so popular, and then the publisher decided to publish another edition, and this is a simple one because it's just a part of it. They deleted the discussions and the notations and commentaries, because our you see our work is like this, with lots of this is the bilingual text, and then notes and the manuscripts and commentaries, and on the back of the book, the last part is the discussions. So each poem we did this way. So later the publisher published a very simple one, abridged one, in order that make the price cheaper for general reader to buy it. Yeah.
Edlene, would you be able to play it? Because if I played, I'm afraid I won't get video. I already tried it.
Okay, let me find it.
Maybe it's better if Baiwa plays it, because I don't have the file.
Okay.
Oh, I want to find it. Okay, this is first one is English one.
I think probably I should. Are you sharing the screen?
No, I can do that. Let me see.
Otherwise, I can play what I have, and we can just go with what I have if you want. I'll try. Okay, let me try mine. Should work. I'll get the sound.
Oh, I will get it.
In a summer's day, in memory of Jed Deppman. A something in a summer's day, as slow a flame bow burn away, which solemnize me. A something in a summer's noon, a depth, a measure, a perfume, transcending ecstasy. And still within a summer's night, a something so transporting bright, I clap my hands to see. Then veil my too inspecting face, lest such a subtle, shimmering grace flutter too far for me. The withered fingers never rest. The purple brook within the breast still chafes its narrow bed, still rears the east her amber flag, guides still the sun along the crag, his caravan of red. So looking on, the night, the morn, conclude the wonder gay, and I meet, coming through the dews, another summer's day.
Sorry for my imperfect pronunciations.
No, I think it's quite wonderful. Now this is the Chinese version.
有一物在夏日的一天，有一物在夏日的一天，它的火炬慢慢燃尽，令我肃然起敬。有一物在夏日的正午，一种深度，一种湛蓝，一种香气，超越心醉神迷。还有，在夏日的晚上，有一物如此出神的明亮，我拍手凝望，然后我遮住我过于审视的脸，唯恐这般微妙闪烁的恩典会飘然飞远。魔术师的手指从不停歇，仍有紫色的小溪在胸膛摩挲着它窄窄的床，仍有东方擎着它的琥珀旗，太阳仍沿着峭壁指引它红色的篷车远行。就这样守望，夜晚，清晨，欣欣然作别这奇幻。穿过露珠，我走来，迎接夏日的又一天。
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Mhm.
And
Thank you.
now, so we will come back though to Chinese translations. But first, Juan Carlos has a poem in translation, actually 2 poems in translation in Spanish that he's going to share with us. And feel free to share the screen if you like, or just come on and read.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks again for the kind invitation. And let me just say that congratulations to the EDIS for a wonderful, wonderful event. Thank you so much. I'd like to read you 2 poems in my Spanish translation. Just a couple of words to introduce them. Referring back to what we mentioned yesterday about analogous effects, I think that my task as a translator is to aim not for fidelity, of course, but for a kind of interpretive resemblance. That is the reason why I translate and I compose metrically when Dickinson does, and I rhyme whenever she does, though I always try to find in my own native tradition the form that suits the poem best. The first poem, I'm sure you all know by heart. My life closed twice before its close. It yet remains to see if immortality unveil a third event to me, so huge, so hopeless to conceive as these that twice befell. Parting is all we know of heaven and all we need of hell. So here's my translation, which is composed in the traditional form of mystic Spanish poetry, the lira, in which, for instance, The Dark Night of the Soul is written, although here with fewer and assonant rhymes. Mi vida se cerró 2 veces antes de llegar al fin, y queda aún por ver si la inmortalidad tendrá un tercer suceso para mí, tan vasto e imposible de concebir como fueron aquellos. El adiós. Nada más conocemos del cielo, ni más necesitamos del infierno. In the other translation I'd like to read, After Great Pain, which we were discussing yesterday, instead of following a given form, I try to invent a new one, listening closely to the speaker's numbness. Here's Franklin's version. After great pain, a formal feeling comes. The nerves sit ceremonious, like tombs. The stiff heart questions, was it he that bore? And yesterday, or centuries before? The feet mechanical go round a wooden way of ground or air or aught, regardless grown, a quartz contentment like a stone. This is the hour of lead, remembered if outlived, as freezing persons recollect the snow. First, chill, then stupor, then the letting go. And here's my translation. It is composed in heptasyllabic, hendecasyllabic, and Alexandrine lines. Después de un gran dolor, llega una sensación formal. Los nervios se asientan solemnes como en un cementerio, y duda el corazón, él soportó, y ayer o hace milenios. Mecánicos los pies dan vueltas sobre el suelo o el aire o la nada, como hechos de madera, imperturbables ya, un contento de cuarzo semejante a una piedra. Esta es la hora de plomo, recordada si llega a vencerse, como los congelados rememoran la nieve. Primero el frío, luego el asombro, luego ya no se siente. I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you very much.
Elizabeth, you're muted.
I was going to say that thank you so much for that, because it's so wonderful to hear these poems read so well as well. So we have much to enjoy and obviously much to look forward to with these translations. The next reading is by Qiwa Tu from Guangdong University of Foreign Studies. And I think Adeline has the recording.
Yep, I have the recording, and actually I think Shua is reading and singing. So I'm going to play it for us.
Double the pleasure.
Hi, I'm Jed Deppman from Guangdong University of Foreign Studies. The Dickinson poem I'm going to read is Blazing Eagle and Quenching Interval. In Franklin 3:21, I will read the poem and English translation, and then I will sing the poem. Because I happen to find that the tune of a Chinese popular song can be applied to this Dickinson poem. Dickinson's poem describes the sunset, and the name of the Chinese song is The White Clouds Flowing in the Blue Sky. In both cases, the sky is taken as the scenario. Let me begin. Blazing eagle and quenching interval leave light letters to the sky. Then, at the feet of the old horizon, laying his body face to die, stooping as low as the altar's window, touching the roof and tinting the barn, kissing her bonnet to the meadow, and the juggler of day is gone. 金色里燃烧，紫色里熄灭，像猎豹那样腾空而上。之后，在那往日的地平线角，他放下斑驳脸，等待消亡。他把脸踢入海塔的窗，他触摸未道别，这白天灯杂耍着，他走了。Unseen, go home, changing couple, even though her blood was through the sky, waiting at the feet of the whole horizon, laying her first body place to die, still his soul. As the waters window, touching the roof and thinking far, kissing her body to the meadow, and the juggler of day is gone. Sisterly 燃烧， sisterly 熄灭，像猎豹那样腾空而上，最后在那往日的地平线角，他放下斑驳脸，等待消亡。他把脸弯曲，跌入海塔的窗，他触摸后的银色鼓掌。他一直太阳朝地道别，白天的长衫就照样照亮。
Thank you.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it was really amazing.
Did she happen to tell you, was that a folk song or was it her own?
Yeah, I think it's the folk rhythm. By one, maybe you can add a comment. I'm not.
Hey, Juan, you wanted to
Yes.
make any comments? To say
It is
something
not-
about your song?
It's just a very popular song. Can you hear me just now? I hear that the connection is not very well, so I hear the voice very strange to me.
We can hear you beautifully now.
Thank you. So it's a very popular Chinese song. I think the old generations knows this very well. I sang this song in 2014 conference in Shanghai.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yes. So this time I just want to make a recording of this. Yes, I find that to translate Dickinson's poem, sometimes to find some tune to sing the songs is easy, and this is the only song that I find that this is the only Dickinson poem that can be applied to this song. I cannot find other poems that can be sung in this way. So both this song and both the Dickinson poems and the Chinese song is about the sky. So Dickinson's poem is about the sun setting, right? And the Chinese song is about the white clouds flowing in the sky. So the scenario is quite the same.
I see.
Yes.
That was wonderful. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for that. That was, and now we will have both the song and the poem preserved. So I appreciate that. People will come back to hear and enjoy both. And I'm so glad you're still with us. Thank you for that.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
And now we'll go on to Adalberto, and I'm going to see if I can put up his PowerPoint.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad, and it's such an honor to me to be here presenting my translations. After so many years, I finally got my first volume of the complete poems published. And it's a translation based on Chris Miller's poems as she preserved them. So the good thing is that, for me especially, is that it will be published in 2 volumes, because it's impossible to have a bilingual edition of the 2 poems, in one single book. And the first volume contains only the fascicles. I don't know if you can see the image of the cover. This is the cover for the first volume, and we decided. I proposed that the fourth cover, the back cover of the book, is a part of Susan Dickinson's obituary, because I think it's very important to have Susan at the cover of the book, and I'm glad to hear Martin Elsmith talking about this too today. So I'm going to read the famous poem, I'm Nobody, Who Are You? And then the translation. And then I felt a funeral on my brain. Do you see the image? Because I'm seeing just a part of it.
Do you not see that? Do people see the poem, I Like a Look of Agony? No.
No, I'm seeing your computer desktop on the.
Right. Adeline, are you? I mean, this should. I was hoping that this would. I can stop sharing. And think. And you're. This is the PowerPoint, though. Is this not the PowerPoint?
Yes, it's a PowerPoint. But I was seeing your desktop.
Okay, let me try again. Let me try again.
It was probably not open.
Should be. Try it again. Okay. You see it now?
There it is, and I'm happy to that we decided for the herbarium plants in the cover. We had the agreement also for the archives at the Houghton Library. I want to say thank you again, and so I'm going to read the first one in English. It's in my broken English. I'm nobody. Who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us. Don't tell, they banished us. You know, how dreary to be somebody. How public, like a frog, to tell your name the livelong June to an admiring bog. And now I'm gonna read my translation. There are 39 translations of this poem in Brazil. So, and some are very famous. Eu sou ninguém. Você é quem? Você é ninguém também? Então, somos um par. Não conta, podem te enxotar. Que chato ser alguém se mostrando como sapo na beira do brejo, sempre com o mesmo papo. Wow. And the next one is I felt a funeral on my brain. There you have the page as it will be printed with the poem and the original. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading, till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they all seated, a service like a drum kept beating, till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift the box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll. As all the heavens were a bell and being but an ear. And when I and silence some strange race wrecked solitary here. And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down and hit a word at every plunge, and finished knowing then. Senti funeral no cérebro, aqui, ali, gente de luto, ia e voltava até perder o sentido do absoluto. Quando todos se sentaram, o ofício como tambor, batia e batia até a mente cair em torpor. Então ouvi abrirem a caixa, rangendo a minha alma, com as mesmas botas de chumbo. Então o espaço foi soando como se o céu fosse sino, e o ser só ouvido. Eu e o silêncio, raça estranha, no naufrágio e no olvido. E a tábua da razão rachou, e caí no fundo do fundo, e mergulhei num novo mundo, até saber o enfim. Então, thank you very much.
That was terrific. And you can almost hear some, I mean, obviously you're very much working with the sound of rhyme, tambor, and I can hear certain rhymes within that. And Dickinson was so expert at that and at the off rhyme that it's a wonder to be able to do that and communicate the poetry that as well as you all are doing. So thank you for that. That was wonderful. We now have Maria Milagros from the University of Barcelona. And I'm happy to share the screen, Maria, with you if you would like to play a recording.
No, I will not.
Just read? Wonderful, wonderful, thank you.
I will just read. So I am Maria Milagros Rivera Barretas, and I have translated with Ana Mañero Méndez the complete poems of Emily Dickinson. They have been published in bilingual edition, 3 volumes, by Sabina Editorial in Madrid. The first one in 2012, here it is. Second one in 2013, here you have it. And the third one in 2015. So, go not too near a house of rose. This is the first poem I will read. Go not too near a house of rose. The depredation of a breeze or inundation of a dew alarm its walls away. Nor try to tie the butterfly, nor climb the bars of ecstasy. In insecurity to lie is joy's ensuing quality. Acércate no demasiado a una casa de rosa. La depredación de una brisa o inundación de un rocío ahuyentan sus paredes. Ni trates de atar a la mariposa, ni trepar los barrotes del éxtasis. Permanecer en la inseguridad es la aseguradora cualidad de la dicha. And now those final creatures, who they are. Those final creatures, who they are, that faithful to the close, administer her ecstasy. But just the summer knows. Esas criaturas decisivas, ¿quiénes son ellas? Que fieles hasta el término, administran el éxtasis de ella. Pero solo el verano sabe. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That's, I'm just astounded by these readings. Thank you so very much. And is that was a third volume that you had produced? That was your third volume of Dickinson's poems, is that correct?
This one, these 2 poems just belong to the third volume, yeah. But we have published the complete poems in 3 volumes, 3 different colors: blue, pink, red, pink, and green. Same cover, different color.
It's a tremendous amount of work, and it's wonderful.
We have maybe the difference of our translation is that we take sexual difference into account in the use of language in translation.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, and we have one final reader, and this will be Kevin Wu from National Chen Chi University. And I believe Adeline has his recording ready.
I'm sharing the screen, so I hope you can hear okay. And there it is.
Hello there, everybody. At Amherst, first I'd like to thank my colleague, Dr. Xu Lixin, for introducing such an interesting conference to me. Then, as required by you, I'd like to carry out some oral readings of the translations of Emily Dickinson's poems in Chinese. First, I would like to read 2 translations published in 1961, that is about 50 years ago, in this anthology in Hong Kong. It's titled Anthology of American Poetry, and it's translated by Yu Guangzhang, a very famous poet and a translator in Taiwan. As you can see, the poems of Emily Dickinson in this anthology are missing. They are missing here, you see? They are cut off from this book. I borrowed this book from our university library, and I feel sad to find that they are missing. But on second thought, I think the translations were so charming that some readers would like to keep them as is of their own for good. So it's a proof about the translation, the quality of the translation. And the first poem that I would like to read is entitled in Chinese, 训美. The translator also attached the English title to the translation. And read, I died for beauty. So now I read the Chinese translation of 3 sentences. 我为美死去，但是还不曾安息在我的墓里。又有个为真理而死去的人来躺在我的隔壁，他悄悄地问我何以生去？为了美，我说，而我为真理，两者不分家。我们是兄弟两个，于是像亲戚在夜间相遇。我拿他的眼镜将我们的名字遮掩。This is the end of the first translation. And the second one entitled 夏之逃逸. The title is The Summer Left Away. 不知不觉地有如忧伤，夏日竟然消逝了，如此地难以察觉，简直不像是有意潜逃。向晚的微光很早便开始，能变出一片寂静。 不然便是消瘦的四爷，将下午深深幽静。黄昏比往日来得更早，天前的光彩已陌生，一种居里而恼人的风度，像欲离开的客人，就像如此，也不用翅膀，也不劳小舟相送，我们的夏日轻易地逃去，没入了美的静语中。This is the end of the oral reading of the second Chinese translation. Now I would like to share a certain point of Emily Dickinson's first line read, "How happy is the little storm?" At number 1510. Right. Then my translation is entitled, 快乐的小石头. Right now I read the entire little point. 快乐的小石头在路上孑然漫游，既不在乎终身履历，更不挂心眼下为己，一身天然褐色衣裳，宇宙过客随手披上，独自自主犹如太阳，或结伴或暗自发亮，真行无上之至理，于随遇纯然之机。I hope that you can feel the rhyming effect, rhyming pattern in the Chinese translation. So it's translated according to the original rhyming pattern. So this is the third oral reading of the Chinese translation. I hope that you all enjoy the oral reading and see you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And I think we have just time to show some or perhaps most, but we'll stop around 5:30, I hope, of John Hinchelwood and his recording. So as you probably know, as I've mentioned, I believe, John Hinchelwood is a Scottish folk singer, and he has graciously agreed to give us a preview of his CD, which will be available and linked to the YouTube channel, I hope, once this spot goes up. And so I want to invite you to enjoy this now. And we'll try to conclude right around 5:30 if we can do that, and just bid farewell for the moment, because I'm sure that we're going to come back. So let me see if I can share the screen. Okay. Just before I try to do this the right way. And please tell me, give me a thumbs up if in fact you can hear, John. There we go.
Hello everybody, my name's John Hinchelwood. I'm a singer-songwriter from Scotland. I live in a little village called Crossford, which is about midway between Glasgow and Edinburgh. I'm speaking at the end of July 2020, and at the moment I've almost finished recording a CD of songs using Emily Dickinson's poetry. And I'd like to play a few songs from it, just by way of a preview. All the details of my website, etc., I think will be appearing somewhere on this video, and if you want to be kept updated as to when the CD is available, just go on to www.johnhinchelwood.com, and I'm hoping it should be available about the end of September. Anyway, as you all be aware, Emily Dickinson's poems don't have titles, so I have to invent titles for them. In most cases it's fairly straightforward. Anyway, this is a song called Judgment Day. never failed the home below in the handsome skies. Shall I feel at home? I know no light paradise, because it's Sunday all the time. This day never comes. The evening will be so lonesome, bright Wednesday afternoon. God could make a visit wherever it took a nap, so not to see us, but they see himself a telescope. Rainy beholds us, myself I've run away from him and Holy Ghost. Now there's the judgment day. Myself I'd run away from him, the Holy Ghost. Now there's the judgment day. Ready will be yours. Myself I'd run away from the Holy Ghost, and I'll be there. The judgment day. Okay, the Judgment Day. This is probably the first Dickinson poem which I tried to put to music, and it's called The Goblin Bee. You were coming in the fall, I would brush the summer by with half a smile and half a frown, like a housewife with a fly, like a housewife with a fly. If I could see you in here, I would wind amongst some balls, place them each in separate drawers until their time befalls, until their time befalls. Now all ignorant of the length of time's uncertain way, it goes me like a goblin bee, will not stay and stay. If only centuries delay, I would count them on my hand. subtracting till my fingers dropped into Van Diemen's land. To Van Diemen's land. Certain when this life was out, that yours and mine should be. I toss it yonder like a island and face eternity. Face eternity. And now all ignorant of the length of time's uncertain wind holds me like a goblin bee, will not sting me sting. Okay, that's the Goblin Bee, and okay, I'd just like to do one final song. I should point out on the CD there's lots of other very, very fine musicians. These are very stripped down versions, but hopefully it'll give you an idea of a taste of how the CD will turn out. So thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much to the Emily Dickinson Society for giving me the opportunity to play for you. And to say, if you want any more information, just go to the website www.johnhinchwood.com, and you can find out when the CD is available, and if you want any more information, or if you want to be on the mailing list, etc., or just comment on what you've heard. I'd be glad to hear from you. Okay, thanks for listening anyway, and this is The Wind's Visit. Tap like a tired man, and like a host coming, I boldly answered, entered then my residence within. Rapid footless guest to offer whom a chair was as impossible as hand a sofa to the air. No bone had he to bind him. His speech was like a several hummingbirds at once on an overhanging bush. His countenance a billow, and his fingers at their pass let forth the music as of tunes blown tremulous in brass. chapter was quite full, and I became alone. I became alone. I became alone. Thanks for listening.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Park, Adeline, Eliza, Dan, Jim. Thank you, all of you for coming. Thank you for sharing your ideas and your research with us. And as we go forward, you'll be hearing from us. If you've liked what you've heard, please consider telling your colleagues, your friends, your collaborators in scholarship and in other areas about what we do at EDIS. We'll see you soon. We'll see you digitally and hopefully in Amherst in 2021. Enjoy. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Have a happy coma. Sleep well.
I am prepared. I am toasting virtually EDIS until we can join again. Looking forward to the real encounters.
You three were a great team. You were just fabulous.
It was just a pleasure and phenomenal. Thank you all. Okay.
It was great, Elizabeth.
I am so glad.
Marvelous.
It
was great.
It was an awesome conference.
And thank you all. Thank you all.
So
It was
well.
great.
It is such a pleasure to see you all and hear that. I'm going to save the chat because if I get depressed, it's going to make me feel great. better than paying somebody to talk to me about that. I think that's awesome. Be well, stay well, everyone.
Thank you for your care, everyone.
Thanks, Eliza. You were amazing.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Eliza, for everything. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Park, so much, Park.
Thank you.
We'll see you again soon. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Perry.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, Barbara Dace.
All of our new folks.
Thank you again, Elizabeth.
Stay in touch, everybody.
Right.
Stay in
We
touch.
will be in touch.
Yeah.
You'll be getting emails from us.
Okay, great.
Distance avails not.
Goodbye, bye, Wa. We'll see you soon. Bye, Martha Nell.
Bye, Bawa. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
How do we get it? You just say,